Hey there everybody, it's Linnea here for iCrafter. Today we are looking at the Impossible Box Valentine add-on die set. This die set has 8 pieces and it coordinates with the original Impossible Box Monsters die set, which you do need in order to complete the Impossible Box project using the Valentine add-on. So I'm going to just grab the only piece I need from that Impossible Box Monsters die set, and that is this large piece that's going to create the actual Impossible Box. The new Valentine add-on die set has some drop-in pieces that you can use to create some see-through portions to your Impossible Box. I'm going ahead and using my translucent cutting deck along with my iMend self-mending cutting deck, and I'm going to pop in both that heart cutout piece along with that piece that's going to cut out the words Valentine into one of those box pieces. You need a total of 2 of the original Impossible Box pieces, and I wanted to have one side with that Valentine cutout and then the other 3 sides have the heart cutout pieces. So I'm going to make sure that I tape this in place onto my cardstock so that it doesn't move, and I'm just going to run that through with that heart cutout piece, remove that heart piece, and then pop that over into the other cutout portion. So now I have 2 pieces that are going to form one Impossible Box. You want to go ahead and score on all of the score lines that the die gives you. You're going to fold back on most of those pieces, but you're going to fold forward on that very top fold. That is going to form the rim that's going to allow your Impossible Box to stay closed. I am using my iPress burnisher to really reinforce those crease lines. Anytime I have any kind of interactive die, I like to use that iPress burnisher just to make sure that my fold lines are nice and creased. Now here is where you're going to do as I say, not as I do, and I will show you where I went wrong. See that little tab up at the top? You don't want to adhere that together yet. And I'm going to be creating 2 boxes, so this is the wrong way to do it. I'll show you the correct way on the next box. You only want to add adhesive onto that long flap, not that skinny, not the small one up at the top. I'm going to add adhesive onto both of those and glue all 4 sides of this box together so that when it stands up, you can see now that it's like a long rectangular, not a cube because it's not a cube, but it's long. Now I'm going to glue the bottom together. So I'm just going to put these flaps together and add some adhesive onto 2 of them. And then I'm going to use my iPress burnisher and just press that down from the inside. Now here's where I realized that I had made that mistake, and so I quickly unglued those because you want to be able to have that top fold the opposite way. So it's going to fold down to create almost like a lip, and then I'm going to adhere those tiny tabs. So remember, when you're adhering this, only adhere those long tabs together. Put your box together, and then what I like to do last is to fold that top piece forwards, and that's going to create the lid to your box. So now I have one piece that has that Valentine word cut into it, and the other 3 sides have those hearts. I'm going to go ahead and just add a little sweet to the top here. I cut this out of white cardstock, so it's going to read Sweet Valentine. I'm going to be sure to adhere this onto the lip of the lid of the box so that it doesn't interfere with opening and closing the box. So now it says Sweet Valentine, and I'm going to grab some little hearts that are left over from those cutout pieces and just adhere them to the left and to the right of the sweet, and then also down around the word Valentine as well. Okay, let's go ahead and start adhering that second Impossible Box. So here's where you only want to add adhesive on that long flap, and then I'm going to adhere both sides of that box together, flip this around, and then using my iPress burnisher to really press that adhesive in place. Then I'm going to add another line of adhesive onto that second flap and glue this together, and that's going to create that long skinny rectangle box. I'll fold down the bottom and repeat that process of just gluing those flaps in place and then pressing the iPress burnisher down from the inside to adhere those together. Now you're going to fold that top part out so that it forms the lip around the top of the box, and just add a tiny little dot of adhesive onto that tiny flap and press those together, and that's going to form the lid of the box. I just like to add a little dot of adhesive and then pinch that together with my fingers for a couple of seconds. This one I didn't cut any windows into the Impossible box. Instead, I wanted to use this almost like a doily. It's really, really pretty, and so I adhered that. I'm going to adhere that onto the front of my Impossible box, and then I also have die cut some hearts from some pink and some red cardstock, and I cut the word sweet out of white cardstock, and I'm going to create just this little embellishment on the front of my box. I wanted to have my doily raised around the edges, but this is so small that I couldn't really use foam tape. So I'm just going to add adhesive right at the center, and that's going to allow the rest of the doily to kind of lift up. I'm going to make sure that when I adhere this onto the Impossible box that I am tucking that up under the lip, since it's taller than the box. I want to make sure that when I open and close my box, nothing is going to interfere with that. So I'm tucking that doily up underneath, and then I'm going to add the sweet and the hearts on top. And here are my two finished Impossible Box Valentine boxes. These are great for little treats, for candies. You can give the gift of like crafty sequins to a crafty friend or something like that. Chapsticks, lip balms, they fit in here perfectly. Thanks so much for watching this video. Remember that you can visit the iCrafter website and YouTube channel for more inspiration. Bye!